Hey guys, it's Avenger, welcome back to the channel. And we are down here at, for some reason my engines are running, not sure why that is, Buenos Aires in Costa Rica. Yes, there is a Buenos Aires in Costa Rica. Let's work out why that was a thing, even though my engines were not started last flight. In fact, I had to turn my switches on and off again because for some reason it decided it wanted them to be on. That's a weird one, isn't it? Let's make sure everything's set properly for the sim. We are flying down to Sirena Station today, which is one of the handcrafted airports in Costa Rica. And this should be a fun little flight because this guy's friends told me their friend Pablo really wanted his groceries delivered, but he didn't want anyone else to know. So I got contracted to fly them out there. His friends had a few guns, so maybe it's dangerous wildlife or something, but hey, you know, we'll find out. So I had to restart this because the damn sim crashed halfway through. So everything's loaded in the baggage for us already, which is fantastic. Fuel is looking right there. And in terms of options, we are set up the way we want to be with all wear and tear and systems on. And let's do a quick inspection. Make sure it is all good. That will do, donkey. That will do. We are good to rock and roll. So let's get ourselves set up. Now, the tanks are always selected to left and right, which is always a good start. Let me just quickly find that little button down here. Where are you? Oh, there. Yeah, he said he didn't want anyone to know. So I guess they won't know. Meh. And he wanted me to bring his briefcase with him for some reason. Don't know why. Anyway, let's get ourselves started up, shall we? So power's on. We have got some rainy weather today out, so I'm going to put the weather system on here on our 650 device. Let's get everything turned on here. Pumps to low, which they were from the last flight for landing and takeoff. No, we don't want that on at all. We want no pumps on, actually, at this point. Let's go to prime. Leave some engine cracked. And we're going to go for a start on left. Clear prop. Good start. Okay, let's go for a start on right. Good start right. Let's get our boost pumps to low for takeoff. Let's make sure any flaps are retracted. They are, in fact. Our gear is down. 3 green. Temperatures coming up. Cylinder head temperatures coming up as well. Let's get our brains switched on, shall we? They're a little cold right now. We'll let those temperatures come up for a moment, but it should be about a... it's not even programmed in there, is it? So let me turn my head off while I do this because it's so annoying using head tracking to do this. Let's go back to here. Let's go to flight plan, origin. We are at MRBA. Destination will be MRSA. No. SN. Sirena Station. There we go. Perfect. Wunderbar. We are good to go. Okay. Head back on. Let's close the storm window. We're ready to rock and roll here. So let's get the parking brake knocked off. Cylinder temperatures are at the bottom of the green arc. We're good to go. Okay, looking good there. Looking good there. Everything's looking lovely. Now, yes, this is Buenos Aires, Costa Rica, the town / airport. So not the Buenos Aires in Argentina. Hey, do you mind? Oh, that's Pablo's friends who I think are leaving. See you guys. Nice meeting you. Oh, God, here comes Derek in the forklift. Sorry, Hector in the forklift even. We're in Costa Rica. Are you stopping for me? Okay, thank you, Hector. At least it seemed to stop now for you. Now, winds are from the coast to about 270, which means right now, 19 and 01 is irrelevant. It's going to be about 5 to 10 knot crosswind. Shouldn't be too bad, though. Narrow runway will make things a bit more interesting. And not particularly long, either. So let's power on here and rock and roll. Let this thing build a little speed before we go. He did say he didn't want anyone to know about this. It was a surprise birthday party, so I meant to not get spotted. Whatever that means. Downhill will help us too. Let's get out of here. Gear up, nose down. Now, obviously, out of character, this means I'm going to be flying nap of the Earth for most of the way. Because I could just do this normally, and it'll be a 20-minute flight, and it'll be kind of boring. Because we'll just fly in a straight line. New place, but very similar flying. So, giving ourselves a little bit of a reason for this flight. Let's knock ourselves down to about 23 square for a quick flight here. There we go. We're a little off course there. We'll swing it round. A lot of undulating terrain here on the way, so it should make for an interesting flight. Although we do have rain ahead. It's been spatterings of rain around this area, so we should have some gentle squalls. Although this is before the first patch. The sim has been up and down like a yo-yo. So of course I didn't want to tempt fate by installing the patch just yet before I recorded a video. So this is the release candidate still, rather than release model. So the rain is still a little bit sideways, the wrong direction on the side windows. So yeah, there is that. Oh well, what can you do? I personally didn't install the patch. Now, whilst we got ourselves on course here, and scare the living bejeebus out of some parrots, $40! This is the price it came out at. I was surprised. I was genuinely expecting 50 to 59, which is kind of what it would be normal for the higher end simulations, and this is most certainly that. A much higher end simulation. I'm impressed at 40, but it's clearly a tactical move to compete with the 414. Which, whilst yes, is another GA twin, it is not the same. The 414 is a high-speed, high-altitude GA twin. It's designed for going somewhere. Which is good. It's a good niche. That is a trip aeroplane. This is the kind of aeroplane you fly when you want to go anywhere. It's got character, it's got spirit, it's not as fast, but it's an enjoyable little plane that's really a comfy four-seater. Unless you have two small, very small brats. It's not really a six-seater. But it is a gorgeous looker. And these 50s stylings of an older GA twin really made me want to do another special trip, shall we say. And there is something about a GA twin flying nap of the Earth through the jungle. It really feels appropriate somehow. So yeah, we will get Pablo his groceries. I mean, I'd be cranky too if I didn't have my Cheetos and my Mountain Dew and all those comforts of life, living in some small station on the coast of Costa Rica. He seems to be a bit of a shut-in, apparently. Okay. Drop into the valley slightly. We don't want to go too low because that will make that too much of a climb otherwise. And we're going to have that weather right ahead of us here. 35 nautical miles out. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. Now, I've been really impressed with this aircraft so far because unlike a lot of aircraft in the sim that feel like they handle correctly, but they fly in a void. Like, they will make those movements and they'll behave within the universe on the numbers, but not... There's no real resistance to them. This aircraft feels like it's flying in air. It feels like you're punching a hole through the air and flying through it. Drop us in here. You really feel like you're part of something, and I think that's a lovely feeling. It really feels like you're in this aeroplane. It feels like you can almost smell it. The sounds, the clicks, the wind noises, the general kind of behaviour. You really feel like you're in a 310, short of smelling, you know, the 100 low lad and the oil and that kind of musty smell that older plane cabins have. Because not one of them, even with air freshener, smells nice and clean. They smell of sweat and body odor and various scents and machinery and metal and oil. Yahoo! Alright, let's pull power back here and dive down the valley. Like I said, I could have just flown this at altitude and we'd have had a lovely time out. But this feels much more fun. Much, much more fun. Aim for the ridge ahead. Getting a little hard to see up ahead of us, so we'll have to be careful. Does seem to be punching out the weather in a moment. That's a bit of rain. Woo! Yeah, we hit the meat of this now. Yeah, I believe the glass in general had its rain behavior updated, so the windshield and the side windows as well. They did quite a few things to tweak it beforehand, and I suspect there's a number of other things that will get patches on week one, because they did say they were going to release a patch in a week's time, so Wednesday, and that'll do things like the EGT over there, which, as you can notice, isn't operating. So that'll be something likely patched within that week one patch. And speaking of patches, this is Thursday. Today, a patch came out for the PC6, fixing its Sim Update 9 issues and making that function again without crashing. It's not Phase 2. Phase 2 is soon, though, apparently. So Phase 2 for that is coming soon. We have the 310 and we have the Beaver, which is apparently, according to their Facebook, in beta. I am excited. Also, hello, Little Airport. It's a low-level overfly. Hi. Hi. Smile away, boys. We're not doing anything illegal here at all. Look out for the canopy ahead. This just feels appropriate. Don't mind me just darting between the trees. No, Serena Station up ahead is going to be an interesting one because it's 2,000 feet of grass and it's an immediate drop off to the ocean ahead of it. Now, this place is the shortest airstrip in Costa Rica. Yes, it's going to be an interesting little power-up adventure for us, because this place is normally serviced by charter flights, especially one Alvaro Ramirez, who flies a Cessna 206 with his local charter company he owns, Alfa Romeo Aero Taxi, and that's what mostly services this location. And I seem to realise before I took off I did not set my altimeter. Or did I? I think I set it. 3001 or 300.9. 3009, yeah. That's what we're looking for. Okay. Looking good, and we're off course. Let's fix that, shall we? No, this plane really feels like it has weight, it has mass, and it has... It feels like the control surfaces are pushing back against something. It's a very different experience to really explain in the sim, but it's one that definitely feels a lot more real. It feels like I can actually push it a lot harder too, because of that. Okay, we're on course here. We'll get more weather up ahead, and then we should punch out the far side and hit the Osa Peninsula where this is. Now, Serena Station is on the Cocavodo National Park on the Osa Peninsula. So it's a nature reserve in real life, and the place itself is really a ranger station. But you know what? Having little reasons to go fly somewhere and making little roleplay reasons for a flight is fun. So, right now it's Pablo's holiday home. You know, that guy. It gives me an excuse to take the 310 into the bush, which I don't really need an excuse, and I could have just gone into Alaska or Canada, but that feels a little too easy. This place is actually hard. And It should be interesting because I've never flown this in there. And you do have to make a kind of fast approach in the 310, so we'll see how this goes, and I really need to nail my approach point. So let's get ready to go around if necessary. I'm going to pop up a little bit once we arrive there and get some altitude for the approach, because this doesn't like to glide. So I'm going to have to really nail this approach profile. It's gorgeous scenery around here. Especially with the haze and the wind and the rain, it really does feel a little bit more visceral, I think is the word. How are our instruments looking? Looking good. Temps are in the green. Cylinder head temperature's a little bit high. That's terrain. Hi. Let's keep out of the way of that. Looking down and doing stuff whilst you're flying is kind of hard, especially when you're this low to the ground, which also adds additional challenge. Now with this and the Beaver coming soon, and the Porter being updated, there's some awesome planes from Milviz at the moment. I am genuinely excited. If this is the level of depth we have in the 310, imagine what they're going to do to the Beaver. Oh god, I'm excited. Hell yeah. That thing's going to be amazing. If that has this level of depth, I will never fly another plane again. Unless they make a 206. Cough, cough. Make a 206, please. Please. Make a 206 like this with steam gauges and 750 or options for different things. With systems depth and wear and tear and cargo pod option, of course. Tundra wheels, maybe. Mudguards, possibly. Maybe an amphib version as well, but we don't need that technically. I'll be happy with wheels. You know, a bush plane, not a golf course taxi. I don't want something with leather seats and a G1000. I will literally punch my own eyeballs out if I have to look at another aeroplane with just a G1000 seats thrown into it. And leather cushy seats for GA flying. Give me something with some life, some spice and some love. Like, look at this. Look at that leather. That looks lived in. That looks like it's seen many an ass. Many a butt cheek has graced that leather until it's soft and supple and really smells. But it tells a story, and it feels like a real plane. Because guess what? Unless you're stupid rich, you ain't picking up a dealer version of one of these GA aeroplanes and flying it. In many cases, you're flying a rat trap. But it's a rat trap that's been loved. Aeroplanes feel more real in the sim when they look a little bit loved. I think that's necessary. Okay, waffling aside, we're 12 nautical miles out, so we should be hitting the peninsula very soon. And we are clearing the weather, which is good, so we'll have good visibility on approach. This place is tiny. You guys will see. Really, really small. Let's punch our power up a little bit here to 2250. We'll be running a little bit low there on our cruise power, about 20 inches. See, it's really climbing here at about 1300 feet a minute with no issue whatsoever. It doesn't seem to care. This plane really does feel like an airplane. And it sounds like a stupid statement, but... although I will say, forums have reacted as expected. Apparently, there is a huge hatred for the one thing they could find wrong with it. The CAP 140 autopilot. This bad boy, because it's technically the default one, which people are like, wow, it's terrible. Wow, Luigi. They hate it. It's awful, apparently. I don't know, it does the things when you press the buttons, so it does its job. It has to get every sub-function, no. Is it perfect? No. Of course, it has that stupid Asobo quirk whereby you can't really just set an altitude and climb to it. Fair enough, but to be honest, having some of the default modules in like that is actually a good thing, because it means that when sim updates happen, they don't break. The more custom stuff you have, the more chance there is for a Sobos to break your crap. So it's not stupid, and a lot of the default modules are becoming really good, like the fuel systems and gear and flap systems are all becoming a lot better. So they are worth using sometimes, and they are improving things a lot here, so it's always worth keeping an eye on. Okay, we are 7.8 out. Coast is there, the Pacific Ocean. And we'll soon be hitting Serena Station. Looking a lot brighter out here, isn't it? Anyway, radar scope is clear. Fuel's a little on the low side, but we should be okay. Oh yeah, tips are low. Okay. Tips are a little bit on the low side. That's fine, we're arriving here, and there's also an airport pretty close that we can go to for fuel, so once we leave here, hop about 15 miles that way, and we'll be able to land for fuel. No problem whatsoever. Okay, let's drop ourselves down a little bit here. We're about 500 feet AGL, or about that, which puts us around 600 feet, 700 feet above sea level. There's a bit of a decline towards the coast here, especially with these ridges and hills. But Serena Station should be just beyond this ridgeline ahead of us. Small little house there. Oh, hello, trees. Don't want to say hi to you too much. Alright, we'll pop up above radar just over here. We'll need that for our approach, because it is not an easy way to get in and out here without really showing up a little bit. This thing doesn't like shallow approaches at all. It can't drag itself in on the power. I mean, you do fly it into the runway, yes, but it's... I found it's not liking a very flat approach. Okay, there we are. Okay. Airport coming up below us in a moment's time. Serena Station. Right below us. Hi guys, we're here. Give him a little wing waggle to say hi. Alright, let's turn around, out to sea, and get ourselves set up for an approach. We are going to want to climb here a little bit. We need to. Gear down. Pumps are down. I kept the pumps on throughout the flight on low, because with us flying so low to the ground, the chance of losing an engine and being an immediate problem is very high. I don't want to leave them in full, or full high mode I should say, but I did not want to leave them basically off, because I wanted to be able to at least get some fuel flow even if the main engine pump quit. Where are we at? There we are. Right, flaps, notch 1, notch 2. Power on. We need to have a lot of power here to compensate. This is going to be a really tough approach, because this plane is not exactly a fan of landing. No, we'll go up to notch 1 flaps. Okay. Oh god, this is gonna suck. This is gonna suck. I'm gonna screw this up so hard. I'm in danger. Yeah. Don't want to come up short either because there's a big hump right short of the runway. More power. Huh. That was surprisingly successful. That was very smooth almost. Huh. Maybe we're alright. I wasn't expecting that. But I was smoother than I thought it'd be. I will be honest, I expected to crash. Yeah, this is where things get bumpy. And you'll remember on grass, you really are going to want to basically use differential braking a lot more and engine thrust rather than nose steering, because nose steering tends to suck on the grass. Although I swear, this used to be much more vegetation here when I first came here a long time ago. Okay, fantastic. Let's cut those down. Put these back to off. Pop the door. Let's pop outside. I want to show you around this place if you've not been here. It's actually rather lovely. So whilst Pablo's friends unload his groceries, this is a really cool little scenery because you've got this whole ranger station which actually has an interior. Oh, hello. Okay, why don't you want me to go in there? I used to be able to go in there. Okay. Yeah, it's bumping me around the buildings now whenever I go into them. Unfortunate, but there you go. You've got like dormitory areas where people could stay and sleep in the hotel here, which are just, you know, mozzie nets, and you've got eating areas. Oh, boing. But it's such a gorgeous scenery, and this is stock. Look at all this. Wow, Pablo has had a few friends deliver his groceries already. Huh. We're not the first ones. Oh, but this plane is a joy to fly. I love this thing. It feels responsive, it feels alive and enjoyable. This thing is a blast. And I nailed that landing, I guess. I didn't think I would. I had a bit of a clunker in the review, and then that one, I just greased it in there. Must be something about grass, short, challenging runways that really make me fly properly. Maybe I'm just not meant for asphalt. Who knows? Either way, hopefully you enjoyed the video, folks. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up on the little YouTube thing. And if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. YouTube makes me shill these things and ask you to do it because otherwise they refuse to send my videos out to more people. So if you enjoyed it, please think about doing one of those two things. And if you do subscribe, please put notifications on because they love to hide those too. Anyway, I will stop waffling. Thank you all for watching. And don't do what Pablo does. Bye.